Have you ever thought about where your produce comes from? Most grocery chains receive produce from various local and national farmers. In fact, there are about 3.4 million farmers in the United States today. But of that staggering number, only 45,000 are Black farmers. At the Better Buggy, we are a proud group of Atlanta-based Black-owned farmers, selling produce locally and nationwide. Our easy-to-navigate online platform makes it easy for you to make a one-time purchase or to simplify your life by subscribing to our weekly produce box. Whichever frequency you choose, you can order with confidence, knowing you'll receive 100% organic farm-fresh produce. If you're looking for a thoughtful gift for a loved one that they'd actually find useful, be sure to pop by our online store where you can snag a gift card your recipient can use to order their own produce and t-shirts. Ready to start supporting local Black-owned farms and making healthier food decisions? Visit thebetterbuggy.com now to start shopping.
America is not a racist country.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you saw the video. Now, this dude, this Payton-Bailey-Heird, he had just bonded out of prison. He's accused of raping an underage child. And as soon as he bonded out, this is what he did. Ladies and gentlemen, just understand something. They are taught to do this. This is taught. This is why you will see them do this in childhood all the way to adulthood. They do these random walk-ups and attacks on Black people. Karen does it, Darren does it, and their cops do it. They all do this. They don't care which Black person, just a random one to start something with. This is taught. They've been taught to do this from chattel slavery all the way up until today. And you notice they have never stopped doing this. I saw them doing this as children when I was a child. I would see their kids walk up to a Black person and just get something started. They are taught this. This is taught behavior. They're encouraged to do this kind of stuff. That's why we have never, ever seen them stop all throughout the generations. See, they get a pat on the back for doing these things. They are, the parents will, reward them and do things for them when they do these kind of acts. So as you can see, this is the side of this young woman's face. After the attack, he picked up rocks and started throwing it. And they were just in that wooded area, just gathering. And, and like the police officer said, that is like a party spot for young children, for young teens and stuff. And he comes up and, and I don't want to hear nothing about him being drunk. So was he drunk when he raped the child? And that's why he was in jail in the first place? And what the hell is up with that mullet he's wearing? He's got a damn mullet. A mullet with a beard. Okay. All right. This is Law and Crime. Ladies and gentlemen, September 1st, 2021. Alleged rapist out on bond called Black teen N-word, hit her with rock and threatened to shoot her. Police. Now you're out on bond. Wouldn't you just go and lay low somewhere after being accused of raping a child? Not him. He's going to just go out here and still be a criminal. And, and what kind of country is America to let this piece of garbage come out of jail on a bond for allegedly raping a child? You should keep him behind bars. See, the people that you keep behind bars for 30, 40, 50 years, they really should be free. And this person should be in there for 30, 40, 50 years. You let him bond out. No wonder why this place is going to hell in a handbasket. It deserves to. Legal problems just became more serious for a man already on bond with a separate rape case. Payton-Bailey-Heird, 22, allegedly lashed out at a black teenager in Guthrie. This is Oklahoma, by the way, calling her the N-word, throwing rocks at her, and he threatened to shoot her. And you notice another thing, y'all. These men are always out in public threatening women. That's another big thing among people like him. Every time you turn around, they're in some altercation with a woman out in public. Again, taught behavior. Taught behavior. Yeah, you do this. It don't matter if it's a man or woman. You just get out there and you do this to them. This keeps them in their place. Actually, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It's not having the effect that you think it's having. All right. Videos of the August 22nd incident and the aftermath. Back up the teen's story. Officer said, police said they did not buy Heard's excuse. Listen to his excuse. He was worried about a local street gang arriving to attack. Why would a local street gang just randomly show up and attack? See, no, that's what y'all do. That's not what we do. Even street gangs don't do that. Now, if they got a rival, and usually they have a rival because that rival has done something to them or killed one of them. They don't just randomly just go out of nowhere to mess with other gangs like that. And they're certainly not going to mess with him. He definitely made this up big time. So the police didn't buy it either. Payton claims he was in fear of local street gangs coming to assault him and others. Okay, so throwing a rock at a black teen that was minding her own business and was out with friends. She has no connection with no street gang. Get out of here. It ain't even believable what he just said. Not even believable. All right, so if that's the case, why didn't he and others call 911 or get into a large vehicle for protection? Heird is separately charged in an ongoing 2017 case of 2 counts each of first-degree rape and sexual abuse of a minor. Why is this dude free? Why is he free? Why is he free? Seriously. If this was a black man that had those charges, y'all would make sure he would never get out of jail. Wow. According to police, the teen girl who stepped forward in a KWTV report was Zaria Hurst, 18, told police she was in a group of people with Heird when she got into an argument with another woman whose name is redacted in the affidavit. Heird allegedly got mad and began calling Hurst the N-word several times. Well, if these 2 women were fighting, what the hell was he jumping in for? Was this a white? Because usually y'all will back each other up. So this woman that she was arguing with was probably a white woman. For him to dive in there the way that he did and start using the N-word, this was a white woman or a white teen. Okay. Mm-mm-mm. So he started screaming the N-word at her several times. He said he was going to put a bullet in her head. The 18-year-old and another person said Heird then started to throw rocks at her. One of them hit her in the temple, as you can see right there in the picture, and others striking a man's vehicle. Cops noted that the 18-year-old had a large contusion over her left eye and that she had bruising and bleeding. The video of the incident showed Heird was the aggressor, officers said. More footage allegedly showed the heated aftermath. I was provided with a second vehicle. A second video. This is what the police said. And that Payton made, after he was back home. So he actually made a video. I mean, look, dude, you're out on bond. You're really doing the most, for real. You're out on bond doing all of this? Wow. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, so in the video, he says, you effed with the wrong rednecks. He's on video saying this. Again, he said N-word and says, you know my truck. Touch my truck. Touch my truck. And your ass wild bee shot in seconds. He said wild bee. Okay. Wow. So he is a criminal. He is a criminal on two different crimes. He just bond out, and this is what you do. He's not safe to be around. In fact, he should not be on the streets. If this is what he's acting like, he should definitely be locked up. This is a menace to society right here. But remember, there are exonerations in America every single day of them putting an innocent black man behind bars that was not a menace to society. Always remember that. But him, they let him bond out and walk around and be out in the woods partying. And look, and these are serious crimes that he got on him. Okay, this ain't no little shoplifting stuff. He got raping a minor. He got some serious ass charges to bond out and then get right back in trouble again. Y'all should never have let him bond out. But people like him get chances they don't deserve. Okay. So, when talking to officers, the suspect allegedly admitted to being the only person drinking and that he owned a gun and that it was under his car seat. He shouldn't even have a gun. He's a felon. What is he doing with a gun? See, this is why I don't feel that Karen and Darren should be walking around trying to reiterate rules to black people when y'all don't even follow the rules and laws yourself. You got a lot of nerve. You're a bunch of hypocrites. Okay. So he had a gun under the seat of his vehicle, and that and that Heird and another person whose name was redacted from the affidavit never attacked him. So he was with another person, and they won't say who this other person is. All right, so the police did ask about him attacking this young black teen, and he said yes. So he didn't deny it. In this account, the interviewing officer then asked if he didn't, why didn't you call 911? If you felt this person was a threat, why didn't you just call 911 or get into your truck for protection? Heird is 5'8", 220 pounds. Hurst, the woman, the black teen, she's 18, is 160 pounds, 5'5", police said. The summary: Heird is 3 inches taller and 60 pounds heavier than Hurst. Hurst told KWTV that, no. She forgives him. Yes, y'all, it is what it says. Heird and hopes the judge make an example of him. I can't let it build up, she said. I can't let what happened to me just make me think that everybody's like that. Well, there's an awful lot that are. But see, you got to grow up a lot more. She's only 18. So it just makes me more cautious. Heird's attorney in his rape case did not immediately respond to Law and Crime requests. So, they couldn't reach the lawyer for comment. The 22-year-old man faces a count of each assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, threaten acts of violence, carrying a firearm while under the influence, or unlawful and unprescribed drug. So he had drug and alcohol in his system. He had drugs and alcohol. So malicious harassment, hate crime, and public intoxication. He posted a $50,000 bond in the new case after already being out on bond for rape charges, records show. Okay, so why are you bonding out rapists in Oklahoma? Why are y'all doing this? You know, this is why nobody got confidence in your system. And you can't blame people for not wanting to go along with the program anymore. This is why y'all are sitting around and resorting to threats on people that won't get the jab, because at the end of the day, it's not about that jab at all. It's about saving your dying society at all cost. So even if that is denying people things, denying their children, and you're trying to force their hand into letting you go on even longer in this dying society. That's what you're doing. That's what it's all about. It's not about that jab at all. It's about saving you and keeping this laughable system that y'all put together, keeping it going at all costs. Ladies and gentlemen, how many felons do we see raping in the Black community, and they get to bond out? And while they're bond out, they commit another crime, go back in and bond out again. This is just ridiculous, the way they run this system. That's why it needs to go. It's way too biased, and y'all just pencil in and pencil out the law when it's convenient. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.